in Milton is very, very expensive for commercial kind of stuff, as opposed to anywhere else really in the area. We're already established in Milton as a business with the retail kind of business and our website. The idea to stay in Milton is very appealing. What I wanted to do was kind of save a little bit of rent by moving into a more industrial or a warehouse type of a unit and not a retail commercial unit, and be more of an e-store kind of distribution site. I started looking around. We looked at some places in Milton and some places in Hamilton, really trying to keep the rent down. What I want to do is show you guys a little bit of the process of what happened there. So let's get into that. Here we are. This is the first place we looked at. It's very small on the inside. I'll try and show you some pictures. But this is in the industrial area of Milton. This is the side of 410 Industrial here. We were going to run the business from this location. It's a very small unit, only about 600 square feet, and use storage just behind us, to the road behind us on Peru Road. I really kind of liked this location. It had a lot of window frontage, and it has a major factory, one of Milton's major factories, right on this road. So there's a lot of traffic going down this road. It's right off of Steeles Avenue, also very busy. So good location, close off the 401. So we inked up a deal for a year, and with the condition that I could get a permit from the town to occupy, which you need in this town. You need an occupancy permit for anything commercial. And the town said no. And this is back in August, end of August. They said, no way, you're not renting that place. You are a retail location, which was true. I was a retail location. But I wanted to open more of a distribution kind of center, and the town didn't want to deal with me from the get-go. Basically said, no, it's not happening, and sent me packing. So, at that point, when they said no, we put everything in the store into storage. I believe there was some Hamilton locations that we looked at as well before we decided that we didn't have enough time to secure a brick and mortar location to move the business to. It's quite unfortunate. So hopefully I'll splice in the Hamilton locations and show you guys a couple of the dumps that we were looking at down on Barton Street. Maybe I'll throw them up in the video right now so you guys can see them. And the landlords in Hamilton were unrealistic, really. So, they wanted us to fix the floors up on pretty much our expense and sign a 3-year lease. The rent was cheap, but unreasonable expectations for a very crappy area of Hamilton. We're talking spray paint on the windows of businesses down there and stuff. A lot of vacancies, not too much demand for shop owners wanting to open up downtown Hamilton. When the town first said no, you can't go to the industrial location, the first place I showed you. They were basically like, you're a retail store and you're not going there. So I had to kind of convince the town that what I wanted it to do wasn't retail. Sorry about the beeping, guys. And we found a very inexpensive unit in a pretty good location in an auto mall here in Milton. It is in a different zone than the first place I showed you, 410 Industrial. This is in an EMP, employment zone, and it's actually right across the road here, guys. Okay, it's pretty much right behind that yellow can out over there. Now, what we do is buy, sell, trade. There's actually at the end of that plaza, there's a guy there. He's been there 25 years, does auto repairs. But beside him is Cash for You business or something, and then right across the road, right there, is Money Mart. So, you know, people looking for money either go to these Money Mart or Cash for You places, or, you know, they sell things to buy, sell, trade guys. So that would have been a very good location. So at that point, I had to convince the town that I was a good fit for that zone, because that's called an EMP2 zone, which is the employment zone, and it's used for industrial use. Which is different than warehouse and distribution use, according to the government and City Hall here in Milton. So I believe I approached the town for that unit and told them that we wanted to use the unit to buy used broken stuff and repair it, which is essentially what we do. It's not a lie. We buy used broken stuff and fix it up and clean it up and process it and repair it. And that was my argument, if you will, that was our intended industrial use. Basically fabricating digital listings and reselling it, distributing it and whatnot. And I studied their bylaws really hard before I approached them with this. And when I first approached the town hall, I was blatantly accused of basically writing the letter to satisfy the town so I could get in and then do whatever I want. Which isn't the case. The case is I wanted to sell products off of my website, and I just so happened to sell used stuff, and we fix it up and we fabricate listings. And basically I took their definition of industrial use and applied it to my business. And well, they entertained it for a little bit, but long story short is they said, no, you can't go to that EMP zone unit, which is really too bad because the rent is really good, exceptionally good, and it was set up really, really nice for what we wanted to do. It had a small front room / office / showroom / whatever you wanted, you know, a couple hundred square feet, and then the rest in the back was all warehouse and mezzanine for storage. And the rent was incredibly cheap, about half of what we used to be paying at our brick and mortar place. But they said no, and I'm like, but why? You know, and they're like, if you want to explain your business some more, we'll consider it. But basically, the answer is no. But they did say at that point, you can go to an M1 or M2 zone, which is where 410 Industrial Drive was. And I'm like, well, you know, I approached you with that, you know, a week or a month ago or whatever it was, and you said no, and they're like, well, we'll say yes now. So what happened, I went back to 410 Industrial Drive and got everything I needed to do to go to town hall to get the permit, and the permit got granted. They took my $120, they gave me the permit, and they said, best of luck to you. Great. So then we went to the real estate agent, proposed an offer to that landlord on Industrial Drive, and the landlord said, no, I want to rent the majority of the building to a marijuana company. A marijuana company, and the government says they need a freestanding building, you know, with no other tenants and yada, 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 and they're going to rent 15,000 square feet And basically, you're only going to rent 650 square feet. So, you know, you're $1,000 a month, and they're probably north of 10 grand a month. And, you know, you're not getting in for a long lease. I'll give you, you know, a small. They were proposing less than a year's lease, basically, and that was just unacceptable for my business plan. So that is that. That's where I'm at. The business plan is we're still in storage right now. We're still in storage.
I'ma go get it tonight.